company has been in existence for 2 years now. It was established back in 2022. It more or less started as when we were students. We were part of the 2022 MTN Digital Innovation Program. And more or less the program, when it looked at addressing social problems or social issues within our communities. And we had a choice of looking at three sectors. And those three sectors were mainly education, health, and agriculture. Due to the passion that I have and with my team within the education space, we then looked at finding or addressing a problem within the education sector. We went to quite a number of schools, more or less doing a needs assessment and tried to look at the problem within that space. And then during that, we came across quite a tedious statistics that are still in record in the South African context, whereby 81% of grade 4 learners cannot read for meaning. And that struck us a lot in terms of saying if learners cannot read for meaning at the foundation phase, and can you now just imagine in terms of how will that affect or if have an effect on their future careers as they grow up? So we took upon ourselves to more or less dig deeper and try to find a reason why does this problem exist. And then when we dug deeper, we actually found that this problem starts from the foundation phase. And then the reason is that there's not enough resources or quality resources to equip the learners with the necessary skills that they need for them to be able to read and comprehend for meaning. And so how Kids came about was us coming up with an innovative tool or innovative solution that would more or less address the problem, and wanted to tackle the reading and writing in a way that would be fun and it would be quite engaging for learners. Because when we're engaging the learners due to the needs assessment, we found that they more or less say learning and reading only ends at school. When they go back home, they don't open their book, they don't read. So what we wanted to make it, we wanted parents to be involved in their child's learning journey by more or less creating a WhatsApp innovative platform that is driven by an AI that is educational based and trained to more or less make learning and reading fun and engaging for learners by creating content that will be gamified, that will be aligned with the school curriculum. So how now they can access the platform is through a WhatsApp. So most parents are the one responsible for registering their learners. And then after that, there's an auto-generated AI that more or less guides the learner throughout their learning journey. And also, it also involves parents, whereby parents can monitor their child's progress through monthly and weekly reports. So the main aim that we're trying to address, we want to create a culture of reading within communities. We want to make reading part of the child's learning journey and ensuring that the parents are involved. And then another interesting part is that since the platform is now is aligned with the school curriculum, now teachers or educators can more or less use the platform to integrate it within their school system. Thus saying now, we want to make learning fun for kids in such a way that now when it comes to reading, they're much more enthusiastic, they want to learn. In South Africa, around about over 80% of users, of cell phone users have WhatsApp. It's one of the most communication channel that's being used in South Africa. And we saw a niche or unique value proposition of us developing the platform on WhatsApp because it's already an on-use platform. And with terms of data, it won't be more or less a challenge for parents to use or give their child for access to data. So utilizing WhatsApp was more or less a very good strategy for us by saying we don't need to worry about accessibility. They are already using WhatsApp. We don't need to worry about data. Parents already use WhatsApp for their own data, and then we don't need to compete with other apps. I'm more or less saying now the parent has to first download the app, or the learner has to first download the app. And then after downloading it, buy the data to use it. It's already integrated on WhatsApp. You just say hello to a WhatsApp bot, and then it's going to guide you through the learning journey. So that's more or less the reason that we went with WhatsApp. We've developed a web app whereby, but the same process, it's also a web app, but it's a chat based. So now people can use it over the internet without the use of the WhatsApp. So the user now gets to choose whether they want to use the WhatsApp channel or they want to use the web app base. But the more or less the flow and the structure of the platform is more or less the same. It's just that now the accessibility of it being on WhatsApp and other being on the web app, which is on the internet based. Okay, currently we have over 900 active users on the platform. And we have over 5,000 interactions with the chatbot. So that's where we're currently sitting now. And more or less, the main aim is to try to get as many users as possible and to get the traction going and to more or less get the feedback and see how we can best improve the product and look at the KPIs to ensure that the learners that are actually going and using the platform are actually getting the value and are improving their reading abilities by us using personalized learning, whereby the platform is adapting to the child's level of difficulty, whereby there are exercises and quizzes that the learner gets to engage on the platform. And then we store that data and they're able to use analytics for us to mail us see their progression of learning within the platform. Yeah, currently it's English language. And as we expand, as we scale the business, we're looking at all the diverse or the indigenous languages in South Africa, which is currently 11. So we're scaling to all African languages. So we've had quite a number of testimonials, especially from parents, informing us that was so when learner enrolls in term one, and then there's term two, and then we've seen progression from when a learner was the percentage that the learner had when they were in term one, and then moving on to term two, we've seen quite an increase in terms of percentages from the learners that were being enrolled on the platform. And we got those testimonials from most the teachers, the parents that are the ones who are responsible for enrolling the child on the platform, and then that's where we were able to get the feedback in terms of how the learner is actually doing at the school, and then we compared that with the analytics that we have on the progression within the platform. When we found out is that parents would like to have the in-person hands-on tutoring or assistance for their learners, that's when we integrated the tutoring services. And the tutoring services are nationally. So we have tutors across South Africa, and we are able to facilitate the tutoring and also do have tutoring online. So it more or less depends on the parent whether they'd like to have a physical tutor, and that's where we do on visits for the tutors. And then if it's online, then we're able to facilitate it via online sessions. We have a partnership in France with a company based in France. It's called EasyLex. So the main aim is just strategic partnership for them to assist our entering the market into the French market. And we are also looking at integration of the platform. So the partnership is that the company will be integrating our WhatsApp service with their originally existing platform to more or less assist in getting a larger market and assisting us in expanding our reach to the European market. And most definitely also we have users in Nigeria, we have users in Zimbabwe and in Uganda. So if currently we do have users or learners using the platform in the African context, in African countries. And we're also looking at scaling into the European countries, mainly looking at the English language, which is what the platform currently has. But our main goal is to expand it to most indigenous languages across Africa. So our main aim is that we want it to be aligned with the school curriculum. So how we went about it, we wanted to vet and test the content that we have that is aligned with the school curriculum. And I think I wouldn't say necessarily pushback, just guidance on which path should we go in ensuring that the content is aligned. What are some of the syllabus that you need to look into, and what are some of the key scope or key context within the content that we should ensure that it's elaborated or integrated within the content that we're curating. And then after that, it's been a smooth and easy, especially from the community. They've been enjoying and engaging with the platform, and now the schools more or less encouraging us to do more pilot studies, and they want us to more or less come more and do most of these classes. And other schools have been reaching out to us to come to them and to introduce the learners to the platform. And also within the communities, the parents have been giving us positive feedback, and they're saying that the learners are quite glued to their phones. And then I think one of the challenges that the parents that are facing now is that since the learners are quite young, they don't have phones. So now the parent has to sacrifice their phone to more or less for an hour, maybe, just to give it to a learner to engage with them. Yeah, the highlight has been the recognition of the company, especially for the first year during the initiation. We got a lot of achievement and recognition, starting from the community and also across the globe. We've been invited in Nigeria, Namibia, Switzerland, and Thailand, just to come and present and showcase the initiative that we've started, and also some of the collaborations and partnerships that we've been receiving from the external community has been quite impressive. And also the engagement that we get from the schools and also from the communities. I think that has more or less led and gives us enough passion